Hello everybody. Now we shall learn how to install Flutter on Windows. To get started with Flutter development on Windows, follow the steps below. Flutter allows you to build cross-platform mobile, web and desktop apps using a single codebase. Prerequisites: Windows 10 or 11, 64-bit, disk space 1.64 GB for Flutter SDK, plus space for IDE and Android SDK. Almost 10, I think so, 10 GB is okay, 7 to 10 GB is fine. Git. Git for Windows must be installed to use Flutter command line. Step 1. Install Git. Visit Git for Windows, that is https://git-scm.com/download/win and download the latest version. Run the installer and use the default settings. After installation, verify by running the following command in the command prompt. Search for cmd in the start menu. Git --version. It will show the Git version. Then you can understand whether Git is installed or not. Step 2. Download the Flutter SDK. Go to the Flutter official website and download the latest stable release for the Flutter SDK, that is 64-bit, from here. https://docs.flutter.dev/get-started/install/windows/mobile. Extract the downloaded zip file and place it in a directory like c:/src/flutter. That is the recommended path. Note: avoid installing Flutter in a directory that requires administrator privileges, for example in Windows folder or My Programs folder, etc. My Applications. Step 3. Set up environment variables. Open the Start menu, search for environment variables and select Edit the System Environment Variables. In the System Properties window, click on the Environment Variables button. Under System Variables, select the path variable and click Edit. Click New and add the path to the Flutter bin directory. For example, c:/src/flutter/bin. Suppose we installed in this folder. Click OK to save the changes. Verify installation. Open a new command prompt window and run the following command to check if Flutter is installed properly. Flutter --version. Step 4. Install Android Studio. Flutter requires Android SDK to develop for Android. Install Android Studio to get the SDK. Number 1. Download the latest version of Android Studio from https://developer.android.com/studio. Run the installer and follow the instructions. During installation, make sure to include Android SDK, Android SDK platform tools, and Android SDK build tools. After installation, open Android Studio and go to Tools and SDK Manager. Under SDK Platforms tab, ensure Android 2.0 S or above version or later version is selected. In the SDK Tools tab, check Android SDK command line tools and Android emulator. Click Apply to install any missing components. Step 5. Set up Android emulator. In Android Studio, go to Tools, AVD Manager, that is Android Virtual Device Manager. Click on Create Virtual Device and follow the wizard to configure an emulator. Choose a device, for example Pixel 4 or Pixel 6, Pixel 8. Now it is Pixel 8 is running, Pixel 9 is coming. Select an Android system image and click Finish. You can now start the emulator from the AVD Manager. Next. Install Visual Studio Code. You can use any text editor, but VS Code or Visual Studio Code is recommended for Flutter development due to its rich extensions. Download and install Visual Studio Code from https://code.visualstudio.com/download. Open VS Code and go to Extensions panel by clicking the extension icon in the sidebar or pressing Ctrl+Shift+X. Search for and install the Flutter and Dart extensions. When the Flutter you want to install Flutter, it will automatically install the Dart extension also. Step 7. Run Flutter Doctor. To ensure everything is set up correctly, use Flutter Doctor. Open a command prompt window or terminal and run the following command: Flutter Doctor. 1. This will check your Flutter installation and show any missing dependencies. If the Android SDK is not configured properly, Flutter Doctor will provide a fix. If there are any issues with the emulator, it will display recommendations. Please install also, it's my recommendation, please install also Visual Studio Community Edition, so you can create app for Windows desktop also. This is my recommendation. Test installation by running a sample app. Open a terminal window in your project directory or create a new Flutter project. Flutter create my first app, my_first_app. No hyphen, no space is used. cd to my_first_app, Flutter run. If you have an emulator running or a connected physical device, it will launch the app on your device. Please note that this installation process may be changed time to time. So, the best way to install Flutter for Windows is to install as per instruction written in the site https://docs.flutter.dev/get-started/install/windows. That's all for now. Thank you.